morning.
Right, so the open mic is coming off next week, Friday, and Enima is gearing up to sing, isn't she?
Yeah, so I've been told. Yeah. What?
You have been told that
you two will know you are consistently rehearsing and practicing in corners.
I'm singing.
Yes.
So it's like she's flexing.
In fact, because of her, I've also taken up the task. I've also been given the impression I will sing wonderfully.
Oh wow!
Yes.
What are you going to sing?
I'll put my vocal cords and extraordinary competence in music.
No, I need to fact check this statement. So
hold on.
You've been given the impression that you're singing.
Yes. Why do you say it's impression?
No, that's what you said.
I'm saying that
I'm quoting you.
I am going to sing. I have extraordinary competence in music. None of this you can contest. Anyway,
but in the knowledge of music, the theory bits, the reading of music, the composition of
So Raymond said he has extraordinary competence in music.
Yes. You want to doubt that?
Which aspect?
You want to doubt that?
I'm not just asking.
I doubt it. I want to doubt it. Yes, I do.
Okay.
So what is your evidence to back it?
I mean, it's not Evans Mensah was in a musical group.
What does this have
before the group became 5-5?
No, please, Raymond.
Let me state the history. Please. Yeah,
we know Evans has been a member of 5-5 before.
Yes.
Nadabraka.
Yes.
Yes, but you, Raymond,
what is
your competence in music?
I have been a member of so many.
Okay, name your
hymnal choirs in times past.
Look, it's getting slippery. It's okay. But come and join us at the +2. It's okay. It's okay, Raymond. You let the listeners come and join us at the +233 Jazz Bar and Grill.
They'll be impressed. They'll be thrilled.
Friday, 25th
in
January.
Fact, when I'll show them that during my heydays, I was an extraordinary musician.
Anyway, you need to come and see this. I beg you. So
this is what you did about corporate jam. You dance, and you stood for the whole how many hours?
Yeah,
swinging your arms.
There were plenty of people I couldn't get a chance to dance. Is the difference?
There was no space.
Yeah, that means this one I'm the artist.
But your wife was in front of you. She had a great chance to dance.
Yes, but I gave her the space to wear.
Oh, that's a true loving husband.
Yes, as you have known me to be.
True loving husband.
Okay, yes.
Raymond, since you're a true loving husband,
yes.
Are you friends with your ex?
No.
You are not?
Yeah, but you see,
okay, someone should tell Miss G to turn off the radio then. Right, guys, let's see the front page.
All right, so the Daily Guide is reported this morning anymore. Fire destroys Odona Market, Anas boy killed Hollywood style, and sperm test for Temakila. And now we'll be doing that story later on. And JB's wife sues Ken and 8 others. There's also a story in Bamia and Yendi for Yana funeral. And also the NDC leadership, you understand, is also in that part of the country. There are stories you should be interested in on the back page of the Daily Guide. Now, we have to be focused. The Kotoko captain is the one saying so. And the other sports stories that you should be interested in this case.
On the back page of the Daily Graphic, AMA Fire Service investigate the cause of the Odona Market fire. Small Scale Miners Association commits to responsible mining. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, murder of Tiger IPI member President Akufo-Addo is calling the police to immediate action. The GJA and other bodies have also released a statement on that. Mourners besiege Yendi. The Yanas funeral is today, and that's the front page of the Daily Graphic.
And the murder of Ahmed Hussein Swale is also on the front page of the new Weekend Crusading Guide. Other stories: Special Prosecutor lampoons propaganda over Mahama Ayariga, and Maslow boss ramps up achievements. Cocoa Board management secures 60 new apartments for staff, and the Maslow boss, he has won 4 awards since he came into office. They have put the awards by him and is posing by the awards. Yeah,
wow. So
I hope he delivers on the job and not concentrate on accumulating awards.
Okay, on the front page of the Business and Financial Times, close to 2 billion Ghana cedis lost to diversion of imports, transit cargo to be containerized, and transporters given 6-month ultimatum. Cocoa Board requires 1.5 million Ghana cedis to meet crop targets, and less than 12% of smallholder farmers use improved seeds and fertilizers.
The Finder is also reporting that the finding of Ahmed's killer, President Ghanaian's child security institutions, but also the front page, Yendi gets $30 million water supply project. This is according to Information Minister. And also, One Ghana movement is condemning the killing of Ahmed. In this case, now former ex-UT Capital Bank staff plead for loan discount. That's also on the front page of the Finder. But there's a story you should be interested in. Cocobod is securing new apartments for its staff, 16 new ones, so that they can have a comfortable place to think and develop our cocoa sector.
Yes, on the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, government condemns insensitive politicization of the Men's Gold saga. Yendi gets that $30 million water supply project following the peace process. Akufo-Addo fumes over Ahmed's killing, charges police to arrest perpetrators, and EC gets tough on political parties without district officers.
Now, the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning. It talks about the public outrage following the murder of the gentleman, and also there's a story about Ghanaians living abroad should vote only on presidential candidates. That is advice, and also some form of recommendation from the former EC boss, Dr. Kojo Afarijan, to the current EC on the plans to make sure ROPAL is properly implemented. Of course, those stories are on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
On the front page of the Herald, $51 million US dollar Nigerian gold scammer uses Ghanaian passport. Asan Kuma holds vital key to Men's Gold mystery. Colombian-style killing of reporter condemned. Cocobod new workers. That story about their flats as well. That's the front page of the Herald.
Now, the ongoing measures put banks in limbo. That's a front page story on the Gold Street business. But petroleum drives producer inflation down sharply to 4.4% in December, and more direct flight routes coming in on stream. That's on the front page also of the Gold Street business. Those are the stories making it this morning.
On the front page of the Daily Statesman, Casapreco to open new 1D1F factory in Tanoso. NYA unveils celebrity ambassadors for youth empowerment. State slams Medina, Meda, and Dadbon to get that story about the $30 million water project. Also on the front page of the Daily Statesman.
Celebrity ambassadors. I've seen Jackie appear on the front page.
Yes, she's the one that we know about so far.
Okay. So hopefully I will suggest that Yodazi is on the list too.
Please, we need to be a celebrity first before we can be.
But it depends on who's defining the celebrity in this case. Anyway.
Okay, so we're ready to go. All right. So the first story that we're covering this morning is the murder of Ahmed Hussein Swale. We know that he's part of Anasa's Tiger IPI investigation group. So a lot of people have been speaking. Ex-President Mahama got to Facebook. He also sent out a message as well. But he says, we woke up to the sad news of the killing of investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale. He sends out his condolences, and he says, for a democracy like Ghana, which is a model for our continent, things like this should not be happening. There's been a spate of killings in our country lately, and we urge the government and the security agencies to be up and doing. Some international organizations have been speaking as well. The International Federation of Journalists have said they condemn this attack and call on the government of Ghana to bring justice, both the perpetrators and to those who ordered this heinous crime. Kojo Nkrumah has been speaking as well. He said that the government condemns the heinous and barbaric act and are aware that the police have begun investigations into the incident and is urging them to quicken their investigations and bring perpetrators to book. The GJA also held a press conference yesterday. They're likening this killing to the murder of Jamal Khashoggi and are also asking for quick action and results to be seen. There's a lot of conversation about the safety of journalists in the country, but we're not actually sure the cause or the reason for which he was shot, even though we know that a lot of talk has been going on about Kennedy Ejepon, who spoke yesterday and also said that he is not responsible. He says that he, after everything that God has done for him, he doesn't see why he would try to take somebody's life, but he believes that the evil that men do will live on after them. And so there have been a lot of people speaking, and we wait on the police to answer the questions that are very pressing.
And we are dealing with this issue extensively on the show today, so you want to stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. Let's go to another murder that took place this year, Raymond.
Yes, you know the death or the killing of that wonderful lady, Josephine Tano Asante, who worked with the marketing department and public affairs department of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Now, the person who is being suspected to be involved in this crime was put before court for the first time yesterday. And of course, we have explained here before that if you say arraign, you mean put before court. So you can't arraign and put before court, so that we are clear in our minds on this one. Was put before court, yesterday. The gentleman's name is Christian Ajay. He's a 22-year-old guy. He's the houseboy, if you like, of the lady in this particular case. So why are they putting him before court? Because they seem to think that he's connected to the crime in some form. Now, preliminary investigations on the body of the lady suggest that there was some semen. So they are suspecting she could have been raped, or some false sexual encounter probably happened in this case. So they are asking, as in the investigators for the state, the prosecution is asking that the houseboy be subjected to some form of test, seeking, among other things, to know his semen and other body fluids. They want his nails and other things checked for what they can find as evidence connecting him to this lady in this case, so that they can start from that particular end and see whether they can build a case on the premise that the gentleman, prior to killing this lady or committing the act of murder, first and foremost raped the woman. So that is the latest development in court.
He's still the only suspect in the case.
He's still the only suspect that they've actually rounded up. The police said they were casting the net wide enough, but they did not want the case where they've arrested the gentleman, kept him in custody for more than 48 hours. So they need to start doing something. But immediately, what they are looking at is the evidence that's suggested from the semen. So if the semen disconnects the gentleman from this event, one of the things that can happen is that they may look elsewhere. It's not only semen, bodily fluids, clothes that the gentleman was wearing that night. They want all checked for anything that connects the two of them, because I doubt how you can do teleportation in rape.
Yes,
you have to be present.
By all means, there will be.
You have to have bodily encounter with the person.
But are we saying that we kept the clothes in that preserved state so that those bodily fluids will still be on them? Why are we now doing this now? I thought that this would have been something preliminary that would have done at the very beginning.
What they gave us an indication is that yes, they have actually done investigations on the woman. It's the gentleman that's the different part in this case. Hope you get at the point.
But he was picked up from the very beginning.
Yes, but they couldn't have done so without going to court and get him defense. Somebody ought to defend why the guy should not be subjected to this test. So you cannot just on your own subject the gentleman to test without his lawyer being there to defend him. Again, they're also thinking that, you see the gunshots in the woman's head.
Yeah.
They think that the woman might have been suffocated to death with a pillow first.
Oh, yes.
So they've gotten the pillow.
So Raymond, there's no link on this suspects that the boy says he saw, because the boy says he saw some people leaving the house.
So yes, they say they're still looking for the people. That's investigation.
Okay.
But they are insisting that the boy is the first port of call in this case.
Okay, we have our eyes very, very closely on this case, as we do the Ahmed Hussein Swale murder, which we are discussing today on the Super Morning Show. But anyway, let's talk about some more sexual assaults. Very disturbing news.
So Morocco has sent a delegation to Ghana to investigate a sexual assault allegation against the country's ambassador to Ghana, Mohamed Farrahet. So the lady in question, well, not in question, but the lady Jemima Flinthood Brace, who's a local agent at the embassy, she says that the ambassador tried to abuse her on 2 separate occasions. Now, according to her, he made sexual advances to her on 2 occasions in early and late December. So the first one was on the 11th of December and the second one was on the 20th of December. She sent a formal complaint to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Rabat, and they have sent a delegation to Accra to investigate the matter. And Mr. Farhat has been the ambassador to Ghana since April 2018, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Morocco have said that they are here to determine what really happened and inflicts the relevant punishment according to how the investigation
But she doesn't say
goes.
Exactly what happened, what the man did.
She does. So on the 11th of December, I didn't realize you'd want me to. It's a bit graphic, but on the 11th of December, she went into his office to give him coffee, and he tried to grope her. And then he said that, he implied that if she allowed him, he would help her further her career by sending her to Morocco for an internship at the Foreign Affairs office. And then on the 20th of December, he asked her to turn around so he could observe the movement of her
backside.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what happened. Okay.
So those are the allegations.
Yeah, but they are allegations.
Yes, they are allegations.
So he allegedly did all these things. Okay, we'll be following this case as well. It seems like after the Kukwa Andam, should I call it a revelation or an allegation of sexual harassment or rape against Tony Forson, the current GBA president.
Yeah.
These issues are coming up still.
Yes, I think the Me Too movement started sometime.
Kind of shook,
yes. Here, first I heard some women come out on social media and say that women should voice out their own issues too. Again, in the Kukua case, she claimed to have filed some, complaint in the US or so, and that probably will be the basis why she can come and put those things on Facebook and proceed to actually act.
And Tony Forson has
other women. Yeah. He has denied, he has stated categorically that he has denied the offense of rape in this case, and he's asking that people commiserate with the family because these are trying times for them, of course.
Right, and he was thanking those who were commiserating with him as well in that statement. Raymond, JB's wife, the JB Dankwedu's wife, has been suing some people.
Yes, the member of parliament died some years ago. His case is still in court as we speak at the committal level. The people involved in this case are two gentlemen who were supposed to have gone into the house, gone and climbed up there with a ladder and killed the man. In the aftermath of the number 12 video, there were allegations, and specifically the Honorable Member of Parliament, Ken Ejapon, is the one that is alleged to have made this comment. She is of the opinion that the Asin Central NP and 8 others actually defamed her. She's demanding 50 million Ghana cedis as a result of this. Of course, I mean, that the commentary was that this woman, Ivy Hayward Mills, was in some form of a relationship with the investigator, Anas Aremia Anas. That was the allegation that the man made. We didn't know whether he substantiated in any way on any other platform. So what the woman is insisting is that some of these platforms gave the opportunity to the man to make these allegations against her person, and the widow is of the opinion this is not in the right taste, and that's why she has dragged the man before court. So to be clear, I mean, he wants also a retraction which will be published and given the same prominence like the allegation was made previously in this particular case. So that's basically what Ivy Hayward Mills is demanding in court.
There's a law on fertility treatments in the offing anymore.
Yes, the Fertility Society of Ghana has disclosed that it's working on a bill, and when and if it is passed, it will regulate the activities of fertility treatment facilities across the country. So there are lots of hospitals at the moment that specialize in fertility options. There's in vitro insemination, and then there's also, of course, the new culture of surrogacy that seems to be catching on in the country. Dr. Edem Hiaji has been speaking about the fact that these laws are very necessary because it would protect parents, donors, surrogates, and also regulate the centers that facilitate such procedures. That there was a campaign that was launched a few days ago, MEC, which is More Than a Mother, and it really just seeks to talk about and bring more awareness about infertility in Ghana and to promote adoption and surrogacy as alternative forms of parenting.
Okay.
And so he was speaking at that, but also that it's really important that these institutions are looked at very closely, because these are it's a very emotional, murky, difficult and expensive process.
Especially when they tell people who are expecting children, not at the beginning, that there are probabilities involved. So, for example, they take you through the process, and it's very expensive. I have not heard anybody state that it's very below the amount involved in this case. Then you don't know that the probability is very slim.
It's very slim, yeah.
And at the end of the day, you go through the process, you spend a lot of money, all the emotional attachments of hopefully getting a child, then you end up being told later on that it didn't happen. I mean, I think that it's
but at the heart of this, and I'm not saying that everyone who goes to fertility treatment is as a result of the social stigma, but Ghana and Africa in general, we do have a thing about women and giving birth, and as soon as you get married, it seems to become everybody's responsibility to check when you will give birth. I think that it's a lot of pressure that we place.
One of the funniest situations is that if family members that you pay their children's school fees are asking you to give birth, you ask them, but if you could pay your school fees, why do you have children in this country? It's an interesting society.
Very interesting observation, Raymond. Let's go on and talk about the murder of a 14-year-old in Cape Coast.
Yes, I mean, this terrible incident actually happened a couple of weeks ago. The police have actually narrowed down 3 people they are suspecting in this case. The fourth person is on the run, but they say they will arrest the person because the Togolese authorities are giving indications that they could get the person for us in this country. You know what? seemed to have happened. The young lady was sent by one of these gentlemen. The gentleman traced the young lady to some hideout, caught the young lady, and abused this young lady. After that, they ended up killing the child. This was because the young lady seemed to have identified what they thought, even though they're the same community, they thought he couldn't identify them. So he identified and mentioned the name. Ooh. At least that's what the...
And so they felt that to protect themselves.
Yes, they needed to finally put to death somebody who had done nothing to them, who had not actually incurred their... In fact, she was a wonderful girl because she agreed to be sent by these people. I mean, in this generation, not all young people are willing to go
be sent by people they don't know.
Yes. So her fault was just agreeing to go and deliver this particular thing. And she's dead in this case. Investigations are still ongoing. And this brings up to the many reported deaths this year. And, it's very painful when you hear these stories because it could be close to you. And stories also compile and make it look like the level of insecurity will be rising the more you hear the stories. It might not be in reality that numbers are increasing, but when you hear some of these stories from different quarters and how they are done, it makes it very difficult for people to trust.
That also places the onus on us, the storytellers, to watch which stories that we are bringing out to paint a fair picture. But it's good feedback for all of us. We are going online now, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. This is a new year, and we're still enjoying good energy with Goyle, your reliable energy partner. Enhancing your engine performance and prolonging the life expectancy of your vehicle should be a top priority. So continue to get the best quality and value for money from Goyle Super XP and Diesel XP and trusted range of lubricants from our 360 service stations across the country. So our valued customers, we say thank you. Because of you, we are still number one, still CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. Let's continue the partnership to build our economy. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle proudly Ghanaian. Goyle, Yenara Yedia. MyJoyOnline.com says the wave of killings is a threat to the right to life, our right to life and liberty as Ghanaians. That's Amnesty International speaking there. You want to get the details on MyJoyOnline.com. Interesting headline here. Building a cathedral but removing RME from the syllabus is hypocrisy. An educationist, Daniel Fenyi, is speaking here. The BBC.com talks about the Kenya attack. 9 arrests over a bloody Dusit D2 hotel siege. Guys, it's been 5 years since this man left us, and today we want to celebrate him.
Everybody wants balance. So in this case, if I'm going to Luanda to talk about economic growth hitting 10% over 10 years and wealth, I have an obligation to tell this story as well. I'll tell you about this lady. I did an interview with her to ask her about, Angola's economic growth and stuff. And she said, well, to give you this interview, you have to do something for me. And I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to pay her or something. And, we're not allowed to do that. But she came up with a better idea. She spends 2 hours there fetching water. So she gave me a wheelbarrow as punishment.
Komla Afeke Dumo speaking at TEDx Houston in February 2013 on telling the Africa story, just about a year after he passed away. Rest in peace, sir. Until we meet at a better time. We'll go for the BBC News at 7 after this.
This was Kwame's life before Interplast In Green Irrigation System.
Sorry,